always wanted to create something different for the audience. How to make more the orchestra sounding like what should be in a theater, but yet trying to deliver the same emotions of a live concert. I'm Davide Lombardi, and I am the sound engineer for Andrea Bocelli. And I was being fascinated by the world of live music. I started during the summer breaks when I was around 15 already, following my brothers and just trying to learn as much as possible. And that became my passion. The passion became obsession. I understood very soon what I wanted to do in life. The only problem is that I'm from a very small town in center of Italy, so it's difficult from there to do what I wanted to do. I've been working with Andrea on and off since 2007, 2008. This is one of those shows where audio is very important.
This is a very unique design. It's the first time that we use an L-ISA system.
The L-ISA Hyperreal system gives you the opportunity to the audience to experience something completely new.
What we do is only so much, and it's like a lot of it's brought to life by the sound system, by our engineers. Davide does such a beautiful job at bringing our performances to life.
We have a big orchestra. They play a lot of arias. With the L-ISA system, we can recreate almost a 3D sound, position each object, each instrument exactly where we want into the scene.
It gives a different feeling in many aspects. Obviously, for Davide, I guess, is a big canvas to work with.
What you see is what you hear. You see an object on stage, and you can actually hear it coming from that place. The R2s, the same information is spread over 7 different arrays, and that helps for the audience to understand where the instruments are coming from. So if they close their eyes and they say, oh, where is the first violin? Oh, it's there. They open their eyes and that's where the first violin is, and so on for every single instrument and the vocals. When we have some artists moving on stage, then we can follow them, we can track them. Their instruments or their vocals naturally follows them. And you don't really hear any phasing, nothing. It's so natural.
When movement on stage is enhanced through sound, I don't think that the audience necessarily understands what's happening, but I think that they feel it.
It's not tangible for the audience. It's not like, the lights and video. I want them to feel, to come to the show, engage with the artist.
When we play shows like these, in huge arenas, we really rely on the sound system. We rely on the people behind the sound system to create that emotional connection between what we are performing on stage and the very last person sitting in the arena.
I don't want to be recognized for the great mix. I want people to think that there is nobody in between them and the orchestra and the stage, nobody between them and Andrea. There are some songs where I really enjoy mixing on L-ISA. Like Touch El Labbro. It's lovely because it starts with the first violin and the first cello and the duet. It's lovely because I can spread those instruments, I can put some reverb, a little bit of delay if needed, just to create the atmosphere. Then I have the 2 instruments on the outsides of the mix, the 2 vocals on the inside, but still on separate arrays. I can have 4 sources in 4 different arrays, which is amazing. We never do it. It's impossible otherwise.
In this kind of concert, we create a big feeling with Andrea and with the orchestra as well. Because before receive the applause, we have to create a big feeling on stage.
The key is to reproduce, a big voice. I'm lucky because I'm working with the artist with a big voice. Now, how I can make it sound even bigger in a big room, that's what the L-ISA allows me to do. And when we have the L2 and we have one voice on a big L2, that's when we get the good results.
David has got very good ears.
I'm connected to the show because I can hear them so naturally. It doesn't need myself to make any changes on the equalization, on dynamics, nothing, because it's so natural. Above all, it's about to create emotion to the audience.
The messages I get after these shows are like, people are really having like a spiritual experience that they haven't felt before.
I think the audience member is almost right on stage. He's very close to them in that moment. They just hear something wide, precise, regardless where people are sitting. As we're moving, the whole image moves with us, which I find it, fantastic. That's a game changing for the business, in my opinion.
Of course, in the last piece of the concert, there is the big emotion for all of us. Fortissimo for the orchestra, fortissimo for the choir, fortissimo for Andrea, and the audience is becoming crazy.
But it's been a long journey. It's been, maybe the first years have not been great, but now I can say it was worth it. If I look back when I was a kid, I achieved a lot. It's almost moving thinking about that. Yeah, I reached the dream. The dream came through. So it's fantastic. And all I can say is I'm very happy and I'm very proud of what I've done so far. But this is a starting point, and from today, every day is a new day. We're only as good as our last show. There's a little bit of pride somewhere. Sorry. It's good.